Okay, so today we start our guard retention video. What we started with is just some general drills, and then we went to some technique. Okay, the general drill, the big picture is for guard retention is if I can keep my hips in front of my teammate, it's very hard for them to pass. Now, of course, they can come over my legs, but we'll have different answers for that. It's a little bit rare, but for sure people can jump over your knees. But in general, I want to keep my hips in front of my teammate, and I want to stay off my back. Now, if you're flexible and you can bring your legs around, all that stuff kind of changes, but for a majority of people, those are the big ideas. So let's look at some drills that we did for that understanding. The first one is our Toreando pass, or a bullfighter pass. And what he did is, let's go this way so they can see. So what he did is he brought my legs to one way as he passed around. Now, in general, when people first start, they start framing and the person puts his weight down and they get collapsed, okay? So in this first drill, my teammates go nice and slow around. I'm gonna kick my leg straight. I'm gonna use that momentum to sit up and hug his leg, okay? And anytime I can, let me face this way actually. Anytime I can grab a leg, I'm halfway behind him, or I could say I'm behind him. As long as I don't let my teammate put his knee across my body all the way over, I'm pretty safe, okay? So, meaning, if I don't let him put his knee across, if he starts trying to put pressure to me, I'll just hop to my knees, and I'm behind my teammate. So that was our full drill. Actually, maybe it is better that way. So he goes that direction, I kick my legs, I grab behind the knee, and I try and keep the momentum to hop to my knees, and look, now I'm behind the person. And then we did that again. Kick, up, and to the knees. And then what we did is once we felt comfortable with that, my teammate kind of tried to trick me going left or right. So that was the first one. The second one we did is our hip check pass. Okay, so instead of both hands on the knees, one hand's on the hip, one hand on the knee. Now, as my teammate walks around, I put my hands on his shoulder to frame. And my teammate does have to walk around. They can't just go left to right in front of me. He's trying to get to my head. I frame with my hands, and now we have two steps in one. I stretch, or you can think I push to stretch, and I replace my hand with my foot. So whether you go underneath, for me I have to go around because I'm not as flexible. I go around and I place my foot where my hand was. And then I kick up to sit up, kick up to sit up, or kick up to then just put my feet on his hips and square my hips back up. So we did that one again. Stretch, foot on the shoulder, kick, square, one more time. Stretch, foot on the shoulder, kick, and I'm here, okay? Now those were our drills. For our actual technique, because we just finished our closed guard technique, we started in closed guard, okay? Now for our drill, what we did is we decided which way our teammate was gonna open our guard on his knees by grabbing the collar. And then what my teammate did was he just pushed my knee down and then just slid his leg over my leg, kind of caught me in where I end up in half guard. And then what our understanding was is this area, this rectangle between my hips and my shoulders is no man's land. I cannot pull my teammate into the space. I can't let him crowd this space. I always have to have something between him and I. Sometimes when you see people first start Jiu Jitsu, they get the space crowded and then they hug the person on top. Well, he's already on top, so I need limbs between him and I. My hand was here, so our drill was I stretch my arm, Statue of Liberty, and come up on my elbow. The detail of my elbow was if my elbow's in front of my shoulders, he can grab my sleeve and pull and put me on my back. If my elbow is behind my shoulders, even if he grabs my sleeves and pulls, he doesn't have the leverage to pull my arm. My top arm has a tendency to bend, so I want to make sure that I straighten and play keep away. And then from here, all we did is we asked our teammate to do any kind of pass. As he went to his pass, my bottom leg came out, foot on the hip, and I recovered my guard. So we'll do that again. So that was our technique that we kept working. I choose a side, and then my teammate's gonna open them in my knee. The moment I feel this, look, stretch, stretch, two arm stretch, come up on my Statue of Liberty, keeping my frame. Now my knuckles are on his collarbone. So if he tries to put pressure forward, it kind of hurts on his collarbone. Don't let it, put pressure forward. Don't let it slip over like this on the collarbone. And then once I feel comfortable, I did everything, I got my position correct, my shoulders correct, my teammate does any kind of pass, and that allows my leg to go out or pull out, and then foot on the hip to recover my guard. And then that was our first guard retention understanding for today.